I probably should have asked this before I transitioned to people being able to hear us, but do we have a shark fact?
Ah, fudge.
I'll take that as a no.
Not prepared.
I'm stream sniping.
Haha, that doesn't work because all you get is the camera.
Yeah.
For instance, I have your character sheet open right now, and the whole world would be able to see it if I didn't do that.
Camera can't be first.
But the camera is me, and I was first.
To the DM.
Here's a fun fact. The seven-gilled shark can be traced back to 190 million years ago, and it has not changed since.
Neat.
Interesting.
Hmm?
It looks
Now let's
like
get
the
to
stream is
this.
picking you guys up, so
Now let's get to not dying.
yep. I hate how I have to start the stream to find out whether or not the stream is working. Okay. This should be an interesting song.
Is this chat thing like what's sending me my notification whenever you go online?
Is what chat thing?
Oh. Stream elements thing?
Yeah, it's set to automatically do that whenever I start streaming. I don't know why, but it is, and I altered it slightly to make it more.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dear God, come here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Everything all right over there?
I was laying my cat out, and I was closing the door, and his tail got in between the door. And I feel bad. I feel really bad.
Ah.
And cat just looks at you like, why hast thou betrayed me, master?
Actually, he screamed at me.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, so last
Okay, I'll
time
let you go. I'm sorry.
we played, the party got split up yet again right before what was supposed to be downtime, but ended up being, whatever that was.
Stabby, stabby.
Yes, fighting, crime, chase scenes, tracking, all of the interesting things for an action movie, but rather boring to describe in D&D.
Yeah.
And Jingo, who at the time was pretending to be Shingo, or was pretending to be Alex, alternate personality or whatever.
Yeah, I was Alex the Paladin, then that failed. I fell unconscious. Started to be whatever by Axel the Paladin. He kind of took me to his house and then brought me back to the house I stole from the church. and then I
You stole a house from the church?
Shush. And then at the house, I fell apart into mental breakdown once I woke back up, and then switched to looking like my instructor, and then threw a chamber pot out the window, and Axel went running off into the woods, and I chased like in general direction.
Meanwhile, Carton was having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Also,
and ran away, broke a window, left a blood trail, and when Axel went outside and saw the blood trail, he started to follow it. And, Carton was running for a very long time.
Yeah, that's kind of why I followed him and the blood trail and whatnot, because I felt really bad that I kind of sicked him on your character.
aw, who cares?
Yeah,
And
followed Carton and probably arrested him for some misdemeanor.
I forgot to write down how many hours you were running for. Now I have to scroll up and find that 24-sided dice you rolled. And I'm not seeing it.
I think it was like 15.
That sounds about right.
So many rolls to GM because that took forever.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll just go with 15 because I can't find it. And let's see. How long were you in the basement after you did that roll before? Sorry, when did you do that roll?
I did that roll when they started talking about how we should go to the festival of necromancers or whatever. And then I ran when Wolf came down yelling.
Yeah, so
Basically said, the Fez are here.
Yeah.
the fuzz are here. Scatter.
Yeah.
Scatter!
Um, so I'd say you were probably running for 8 hours.
Dear gods! And you're sure I didn't pass out at any point? Or
You
anything?
rolled decently on Constitution, if I remember
That's
correctly.
That's very impressive. I can't even run for like 15 minutes.
I can barely run. Well, okay, I can jog for 30 minutes, but
Let's just say I've got a -3 to athletics.
man, athletics isn't the same as Constitution, though.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because of how low my constitution is now.
So, anyways, who do you want me to deal with first? Jingo or Carton?
I won't be greedy. If Carton wants to go first.
I'll say Jingo. It would make more sense.
Okay. So it took Jingo probably about 5 hours to do what he did at the end of last time. And you know where you are, correct?
I'm here, right?
Yes.
Okay. I
So-
was about to say here, but then I remembered, wait, no, that's not it.
No, it isn't.
That's like... Wait, that's not where the tavern is it? Tavern that we usually went to is like here, right?
Tavern you usually went to is the brown dot. Where you
Oh,
are
okay.
currently is down here.
Yeah.
The house you got is over here. And the fire you guys created a while ago
Yeah.
is over here. Oh yeah, and that
Just
place
still
where the
going.
blood hunters were is over here that you guys just kind of have ignored.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna keep that in mind, because my character did want to go there.
I don't think you
Forgot
did.
about
Did your character even know about that?
Yeah, I didn't-
Well, you knew about it, but did you know where? Sorry.
I don't quite remember. Didn't I wind up talking Chen into taking me there? Or a couple of people? We were like in an alley over here after I first stole the cloak.
Yeah, it's just I feel like something happened and only Michael and Chen. Sorry, only Torn with two hands and Chen were there. It gets so confusing trying to get all the names right.
Yeah, that's why mostly I just remember your names and kind of didn't know for a while what your name was, Carton.
Fine. That's why we have to put our names down in the thing now.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know that's a thing. I'm
Yeah.
good at describing words. Yep, English.
Who doesn't like things and stuff and all that nonsense?
Yeah.
Hmm?
So, from where I ended, I'm not gonna try and hide anything really, because I already told Do you care if I say your name on stream? I don't know. Carton.
Oh, no.
Okay.
If
just
people
started-
minded me about us saying each other's names, I'm sure someone would have told me to stop like months ago.
Yeah, probably. So I already told Damien what I did. So
Okay.
yeah,
Vaguely, but yeah, I got.
I killed Axel and dumped him in the basement down here in the caves.
Yep.
Like
And
the what?
can't forget you mauled him as some kind of animal.
yeah. Well,
Well,
can I turn into a bear yet? I
Pardon?
don't know. Can I turn into a bear yet?
I don't think so. I think you'd have to go a certain circle, or be higher leveled as a druid, but it's possible you could.
Yeah, whatever the biggest clawed animal I can transform into is what I would have done.
Yeah.
Probably. Just something big and meaty that could take down Paladin when he's drunk.
Yeah.
I have challenge rating second, or no, challenge rating 1/4.
And I
That
think a
second
bear's more than 1/4.
Yeah. It's got an example as a wolf, so we'll just say I turned into a wolf.
Okay. Oh, a wolf is pretty.
giant.
Yeah, no one's gonna question why there was a
badger. Yeah.
wolf inside the city.
Oh, panther. You could turn into a panther or a wolf.
Oh yeah, even better. Who would suspect a panther in the middle of a city's cave system?
Yeah.
Send you what I was using for Vanis.
We had like a necromantic lich there. That's fine.
Is that the thing I sent out a long time ago?
Yeah.
In Discord? I don't know.
Yeah. A long time ago I sent out something that was like a list of what you could turn into based on your druid level.
It was very helpful. And probably drove Josh insane.
I love how dinosaurs are on there somewhere. I don't remember exactly where, but I know they're there somewhere.
I turned into a giant badger. Those things are mean. Okay, now continue with the actual.
You could also turn into a swarm of rats and do something like Dishonored on the game.
Okay. That's my favorite move in that game.
Does it say swarm of rats?
Yes, swarm of
How
rats.
can I turn into a swarm of rats?
We've had this conversation when Damien turned into a swarm of spiders or something.
Yeah.
Essentially, each spider is a different part of Damien.
Okay.
It's confusing, but it just works. Don't question it.
Okay. Sure. So I will make my way, I guess, back the way I came from, close to where the house is, and I want to try and go find Carton. Keep following the trail
Okay.
if I can.
I'd like to mention, I'm pretty sure even if you turn back into a human, if you got bloodied from your mauling, which you were probably already bloodied from carrying a body clear across the city, you're probably still a little bloodied. Just thought I'd mention that.
Wait. You can turn into a swarm of rats. You didn't eat him?
He's in the tunnel. I don't know that I necessarily want to go back on a decision I already made, because I already mauled him.
Yeah, I'm just writing down wolf, because that's what you said earlier.
Well, once I looked at the list, I immediately said giant badger, because
Oh,
yeah, those things are mean. They've got big claws. badgers will mess you up.
Give me a second while I try and find the giant badger. How many giant animals? I wouldn't want to live in a world where you could just go in your basement and find a giant spider or a giant centipede, or, you know, if you live on the coast, find giant crabs everywhere. This just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It's called Australia.
You're right. Although in Australia they've come to an agreement, the Australians don't bother the spiders living under their house, and the spiders don't bother them.
I'm not sure they can come to that kind of agreement.
Well, that was the very definition given to me by someone who lives in Australia, who has a bunch of spiders that can kill people living under their house.
They orb weavers.
Pardon?
Orb weavers?
I have no idea what they were. They didn't, like, it was 2 years ago or something like that, and I don't remember all the details.
Well, if that person is listening, let me know. I'm always interested in the horrors of spider infestations.
Well, as I said, I haven't seen that person for like 2 years, so.
Yeah, well, there's always a chance. Small world, as they say.
True. Yeah. How often do you run into people you know just anywhere? Fairly often. Okay. Yeah. Giant badger could maul it. So, I'll write that in my notes. So what? So you wanted to start trying to find Karton? You said.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just gonna head back and try and find the trail?
Yeah, I'm kind of following the same path I went, like, there, up.
Oh, I thought you went around the other way, because there's fewer gates that you would have to pass.
That's a good point. Well, just whatever way I came, which I guess is the other way.
Okay.
The exact same path back. I'm gonna have to roll for that, aren't I, to try and find the exact path?
Do roll survival, just to see.
Yeah.
Use survival a lot, more than I probably should in my campaign, but kind of makes sense. Okay, yeah, you find your way back to the edge of the wall and then follow it kind of well.
That's still to GM. I'm gonna stop doing that so Karton can see numbers and stuff.
It's on. I made sure everybody's character sheet had whisper toggle on, so you should be able to easily switch back and forth.
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
Anyways, roll stealth and perception for me.
I will do that momentarily. I figured out an easier way. If I move my character sheet to a different desktop, I can blow that up and then just swap between the two quickly. Lets me do things faster and easier.
Okay. And perception?
I didn't hear the perception.
So
I know exactly how unstealthy I'm being.
in fact, you know just how unstealthy you're being, that you see your reflection multiple times. No, just kidding. So you're kind of wandering back, and you aren't very stealthy, but thanks to the crystal being darker because it's around nighttime, in general, you're able to at least get out of the way when you see someone up ahead.
Yeah.
And manage to get back to the general area the house is in fairly easily. And find the blood trail. Are you going to try and follow it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and follow it.
Okay, roll survival again. Okay, you managed to follow it pretty well. but you're not doing it very quickly, considering it's hard to find the blood, and he was running the entire time.
Yeah.
So, about how long would you try and follow the trail, or you would give up or do something differently?
Indefinitely. I
In-
need to find him.
So you're saying if the blood trail just went on infinitely, you would follow it infinitely?
If it gets to a couple days walking, I will stop.
At
Okay.
that point, you should find a body if it's a couple of days.
If he's
I
been
know.
bleeding enough for you to follow him. Okay. So meanwhile, Carton, by the time he starts following your character's trail, is about the time that you realized, stopped panicking, and tried to follow your trail, but ended up somewhere completely different.
Yep.
What are you gonna try and do?
Find a way back.
Roll survival.
After catching my breath, of course, because that's a lot of
You get lost.
Okay.
Trying to think of how to go about this. Oh, I know. Okay, never mind. Your luck roll was not as good as I was hoping. I was hoping I was gonna do a luck roll to see if you would just happen to wander back into Jingo, but nope. So I'd say after a little while of being lost and wandering around, eventually someone sees you and kind of approaches you. And they seem to be a guard or a light keeper.
I get up to their face and touch it and make sure it's not decaying.
How quickly are you doing this?
The minute that I start to notice that it doesn't look like their face is decaying.
Okay. You approach the guard and he starts to say something, but then you start examining his face to make sure it isn't decaying, and he just kind of looks a little weirded out. Is something wrong?
You're not an illusion, yes?
No, I'm not.
Great. And then I start walking away.
Wait, hold on, sir.
Yep.
You're injured. What happened?
And then more flashbacks. Window, I believe.
Sorry, say that again?
I jumped through a window?
Why did you do that?
I panicked.
Why did you panic?
I'll admit it wasn't my most exit, but there were it's complicated? Have you ever died, sir?
Can't say I have.
Well, I did, and then I came back, and now I'm pretty sure I'm seeing things. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm still dead, and my head's just trying to understand that. But I thought I was back where I went, and I don't want to be back there, so I panicked and I tried to find a way out.
Do you want me to take you to somewhere you can calm down and get treatment?
Just to the city would be nice. I wouldn't mind that.
Okay. He kind of starts leading you. Kind of back towards the city.
Okay.
So, going back to Jingo, at some point you reach one of the gates where the blood trail seems to have left the city.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular you want to do? Or are you going to keep following it?
Does it go through a gate?
Yeah, it goes through this gate up here.
And are there any guards stationed there?
Yes, there are guards stationed at all the gates at all times. In fact, the main gate is closed and they only have a side door kind of checkpoint open.
Yeah. I'll stop and would I know that this is the slums? Other slums?
Would you know that there are other slums? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
You haven't really been to that part of the city, so I don't think so.
Okay. Can I wander around to see if there's any place I can clean up or anyone that can help me clean up?
You roll survival. And perception. I probably should have just asked for perception. Are we repeating the same rolls over and over again?
Yeah.
Before.
Anyways, so you eventually find a well that you could probably use to clean yourself up with.
And it's got a bucket and all that to draw the water up.
Yep.
I want to use that.
Okay. So you do a strength roll for me.
Yeah, I was seeing if you were gonna. It was just straight strength.
Just strength or athletics. You struggle a bit getting the bucket up, but once you do, you have it.
Okay. I want to go off into an alleyway or something to wash off the blood.
Okay. Wondering if there's something I should have you roll for cleaning up off blood.
Medicine check.
That's what I was thinking. Medicine.
Wait, what?
Because medicine would imply some knowledge of what's it called? Of stuff like blood, so yeah, you managed to get it off fairly easily.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not easy, but you get it off because blood is annoying and not easy. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. Ish. Somewhat.
I meant it was not a very difficult roll, but blood is annoying to get out of clothes, nonetheless.
Yeah.
So now you're mostly clean.
Okay. But mostly, like, what is left?
Slight stains that you likely won't be able to get rid of. But there's no way to tell whether they're recent or old, or even if they're blood stains.
Well, I'll make my way back to the house.
Okay. And since I don't know what Torn with Two Ends and Lena were going to do, I guess that's going to have to kind of be the end for this for you. Meanwhile, Karton, you're still being led back to the city.
Okay.
And you're eventually within sight of everything that you would need to get back on your own. Are you going to keep following him or do something else?
I'll keep following him until I can get back to the house.
Okay. So, once you're...
Stab him in the back!
Pocket knife.
Jink attack!
Anyways, once you're about to this area, he turns to you and asks, were you in this part of the city or on the other side of the walls?
Did I know? Oh, on the other... Okay. Other side of the walls, why?
I just needed to make sure I wasn't going to lead you, somewhere you shouldn't be, if you understand what I mean. And, he leads you to the gates which are now closed, as before mentioned, and kind of takes you into a side checkpoint door. I found this guy wandering about. Could someone deal with him? And then he kind of looks at you. Just talk with these men. I need to go back on patrol. And he goes back out. And another guard walks up. Kind of takes a look at you. You need medical attention?
I'm good.
Do you know where you're going?
Nope.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive.
Okay. Could I see your paperwork?
He hands him the fake paperwork. That's not googly eyes.
I didn't mean, when I said that, I didn't mean they were actually googly eyes, but...
Well, that's the best way to describe the really badly made one, so...
Anyways, he kind of looks it over, looks at you, and then hands him back. Okay, you're free to go in.
Wonderful. And goes in.
You roll perception for me. It's not too hard to hear them the guard whispering to another one that was in there. Crazy drow. So you get in, and you hear that.
Can I yell at the guards before I leave? I exit the vicinity.
What are you gonna yell at them?
If you're going to talk bad about me, say it to my face. Dear God. You guys call us mad.
You're
Goes.
crazy.
Thank you. Please show me some respect. I'm another humanoid. I have feelings.
You just
Then
kind
we
of
had-
hear more mumbling.
Oh my. We need a mom friend to whack him on the side of the head and tell him to talk. If you're going to talk bad, you better say it to someone's face. But he goes the house if he can. Is that allowed?
Rural survival? See if you can find
Okay.
your way back. Because you weren't very familiar. It takes you a little while, and you get lost a few times, but you do eventually manage to find your way to somewhere that looks familiar, and get there. All right.
Okay.
And that's it. I wasn't entirely sure what you guys were gonna do, but
Hide the body
I had the body.
he had already done
in
that.
the
So
sewers.
I had it in the tunnels.
And then when somebody finds it,
then they find it.
Yeah, he'll have died in the tunnels.
okay.
That is assuming nothing else gets to the body first.
You know, it's true, but still.
I did dump it in a tunnel full of monsters.
And while Lena did tell them about the place, she never actually showed it to them, so it might take them a while to find it.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, it was a good idea.
Pardon?
See, it was a good idea.
Yeah. It was an idea that was better than leaving the body out in the open, that's for sure.
Yep.
Where did you attack this body?
I don't know, probably around here.
Yeah.
It was in the city, so there could be witnesses. Oh no.
Nah, we were all alone.
He managed to roll decent enough that there weren't many witnesses, and there weren't many people that would have seen him on his way to hide the body, and the one person that did was convinced that it was just him carrying a drunk person or something like that.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're going to end here. Sorry that it was short. Again, I didn't know entirely what you guys were gonna do, but at least this makes it easier to pick up when we come back. Unless, of course, the other two tell me that they would have gone out and searched for you guys, in which case I'll just try and push it back to they didn't find you, and you eventually go back to the house.
Yeah.
Speaking of this stuff, what wow, words, campaigns next.
I don't think we came to a conclusion, but I think it's gonna be me.
Okay.
We had that conversation after last session, or during, I can't remember. And honestly, I was a little confused myself. But, that was chaotic. And sorry that I'm not so good at few people sessions.
Oh, you're good.
With things like Jingo breaking into the temple the other time, that I could do more easily because I can fully plan what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Things like this, I have no clue. You guys are free reign in an entire city. Can't really prepare for that.
Well, I mean, at least we got getting everybody back. We got that all done, so next session should be easier.
Yeah. I'm just curious what Lena's gonna do. Because, I think she wanted to turn Jingo in. Well, not wanted, but was going to.
Mest is gonna try and clear Jingo's name before mess disappears.
And if you need any help with that, anymore at all, I'm always here.
Yeah, Jingo. Well, I guess not Jingo. It'll be messed. Plans to share with Cardon what happened because of reasons, and get him to help her.
The many names of Jingo.
Yeah.
Really, it's Jin because that's what the base form is.
Yeah, I'm just so used to saying Jingo, and it's also what your name is set to in the Roll20. So.
Yeah, it's set that way because that's the one I am most of the time.
I could set up multiple character sheets just so that it has several different personalities and you can change based on who you're acting as.
That would be interesting, just to have a change in character that's got like slight differentiations in its stats, depending on which persona I am.
Well, I don't think any of that actually changes stats. I just more meant like you could change your name at the bottom, the as, and then pick a character sheet. And that would switch to whatever picture you have set as them as well as that name.
I think that'd be actually cool. Really cool.
I'll work on that. But since that's the end of this very, very short session, again, sorry. So.
Yeah, it's fine. I knew it was going to be rather small.